Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me right now is Myke Clark. He is the president and CEO of Revolve Renewable Power Corp. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you: REVV on the TSX Venture and REVVF on the OTCQB. And Revolve will be presenting at our upcoming investor conference, the Planet MicroCap Showcase Vegas, in partnership with MicroCap Club, taking place April 22 through 24, 2025 at the Paris Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. For more information to register in person to meet Myke and see the Revolve presentation, please register to attend at planetmicrocapshowcase.com. And with that, Myke, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Robert. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. It's great to have you. We're doing great. We're grinding away, counting down the days to Vegas. So we're
Yeah,
just
excellent.
getting after it. Cool. So, look, this is the first time that we've had you on here, relatively new to the CEOship, I believe, at Revolve. So, before we
Yeah.
get into all that, for those that don't know the story, can you give us a quick overview and history of Revolve?
Yeah, absolutely. So Revolve actually was founded back in 2012. So it's been a private company for a significant period of time with renewable energy assets, operating assets, development assets in Canada, the US, and in Mexico. Went public in 2022. So we're relatively new to the public market space, although all of the people involved, including myself, have a long history in the public markets and in renewable energy. But essentially what we do is we develop renewable energy projects, so be they solar, wind, battery energy storage. And then depending on the size of the project, we either develop it and sell it to someone else, like the minor major kind of idea in mining, or we develop it and hold it and own and operate it long term. So it's a nice mix in terms of the revenue streams that we see. We have projects that we own and operate, long-term recurring revenue stream, but we also have these intermittent sort of big wins from the sale of the development assets that are probably too big for us to own, but we get a nice developer fee or return on top of that. And then underlying all of that M&A activity as well, we've undergone a few different M&As or acquisitions over the course of the last couple of years. So a really interesting and unique business model, I would suggest, in this space. And excited to tell the people at the conference about it.
Absolutely. Well, it's opportune that we're chatting right now because, look, we've I interviewed one of your well, they're not a peer anymore because they just got taken out, but UGE for years.
Yeah.
And they made an interesting pivot where they then just went to only developing their own projects, focused on that and then deploying it. And it sounds like with Revolve, it's, you're kind of putting all three different models that to make this work in one. So why did you decide to go that route versus maybe picking one lane or the other?
Yeah, a couple different reasons. We really like the big projects. There's lots of cash involved with them in terms of the sale of those projects. Relatively low cost in terms of developing them up to a stage. We have a lot of experience doing that, so we like that aspect of the business. But we absolutely like revenue, and we want to build out that revenue stream. Like you look at what we're going through these days. Markets are chaotic, and there are good opportunities in the microcap space. I don't have to tell you that. But we really like that sort of stable foundation for our company. Last year, we had over 6.5 million US in revenue. We were profitable. So we're a growing company that is operating, that has revenue, that was profitable last year. So, for us, it's a balance, right? We don't want to be telling investors, look, wait 3, 4, 5 years to get a return here, because I don't think anyone's, has that level of patience anymore this day and age. So we want to have that recurring revenue stream, and that's really where the acquisitions come in. We develop to own and operate, but we also acquire operating projects. So it's that hybrid mix that I think is ideal for a company at our stage right now. We can see really fast growth, but we have a really strong foundation of revenue as well.
Absolutely. No, thank you for that. So, I mean, what was like we said, you're relatively newish to the role here as CEO at Revolve. What was your background prior to Revolve?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was thinking about this before we did this, and I was like, yeah, there's that old ad which I think goes something like, "I like the product so much I bought the company," and I can't even remember what it was for, but it was a long time ago, right? And I didn't buy the company. I don't have quite that much money, but I definitely left another company in the space to join this company. I have a history in renewable energy, running an EPC company in the States, so basically building solar projects for commercial customers in the States. A long history in utility scale project development as well. I have experience in the mining space as well, in the public markets, and so have a broad range of experience coming to Revolve. But really, it was the business model, the idea of developing large projects in conjunction with these smaller projects that generate that recurring revenue for us. Really like the model. I think for a company of our size, as we grow, from 13, 14, 15 million market cap to 50, 100, 150 million market cap, like we're really well positioned in terms of our product, which is electricity, right? And at the end of the day, what we do is we develop projects and we sell electricity. Yeah, we are renewable energy because we think that's where real opportunity sits, but we sell power at the end of the day. We sell a product, we take a margin, we make money. And obviously you have to communicate that to the market appropriately, but that's what we do. And I really like that model. There's a lot of upside associated with it. And you also have that good, strong foundation in terms of that recurring revenue. So that's kind of my background in a nutshell. A lot of experience with microcaps, the ups and the downs, the big wins, and grinding through the lulls as well. So really looking forward to the conference and talking with people about it. But yeah, pretty varied background, definitely. And if you look at our management team as well, it runs the gamut from operations to project finance. You name it, we've kind of done it.
Very good. All right. Well, to close this out here today, from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts and goals for 2025?
Yeah, so one of the things of note that we just announced was an acquisition of about a 10 megawatt project in the US. So that's an operating wind project. It was a binding offer. And so obviously the close of that will be critical, and that'll happen in Q2 of this year. It's expected to happen in Q2 of this year. Beyond that, looking at other M&A opportunities, but we have several near-term projects that are about to get to the what we call ready to build stage. So that essentially notice to proceed, or NTP, where the project becomes one where, look, we're ready to go and start construction on it, and here's the timeline to get it into operation. We have about 70 to 100 megawatts of projects in that bucket. And right now we have 12 megawatts of operating assets. So you can see it's a real interesting year for us in terms of catalysts. Investors coming on now are going to get the benefit of the last 10 to 12 years of development and work that's really going to come to a culmination over the course of this year, and take us straight forward. So a lot of different catalysts on the project side, on the corporate side. So pretty interesting year ahead for us.
Awesome. All right. Well, with that, Mike, where can our audience go and find more information on Revolve Renewable Power?
Absolutely. So it's revolve-renewablepower.com. My email address is MYKE, Mike, MYKE, at revolve-renewablepower.com. On all the social channels under the same sort of handle. Website is the best place to check, or shoot me an email. Happy to talk to anyone anytime.
Very cool. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I'll see you in Vegas.
Absolutely. Look forward to it. Thanks a lot, Robert.
Thank you.